the freedom of use on the internet. You cannot take the freedom of speech away from the, away from the internet. You can't take all that away. You can't take away the Fair Use Act from them because you want online piracy to stop, which is a good thing, but you can't punish the American people by taking like I said, the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression on the internet, and the fair use away. You can't do that. What you got to do is figure how you're going to prevent this from happening yourselves. I think that's one of the messages, in my opinion, that those that oppose this act are trying to get through to people like the MPAA and the RIAA. And speaking of the MPAA and the RIAA, they're trying their best to, I guess you could say, work out some kind of compromise. Basically write something up, I can't think what it is, that kind of makes it sound like they support what's going on, but kind of explains what's going on as well. And a lot of people look at these proposals, these compromise proposals, as ridiculous, as laughable. But again, going back to what I'm saying, it's basically like, let's say, excuse me while I check my camera again. It's basically like say this movie right here, The Outsiders. Now this is one of the movies that's copyable. You could use a software like DVD Fab or something like that, and you could copy it and make a copy for a family friend or whatever. However, there are companies out there like Warner Brothers, which released that, as well as Paramount and a few others that have found a way to prevent movies from being copied onto other DVDs or onto a computer, courtesy of a software like DVD Fab. They have found a way to do it. Because I could tell you, I tried to copy Iron Man 2 for my own use. Couldn't do it. I tried to do this. I tried to do it with another one, like Inception. Inception. I tried to do it with that. I tried to do it with Inception. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do any of that because of the fact that Warner Brothers and Paramount had found some way basically to block the people's ability to copy the movies onto DVD, onto other DVD or recording devices or computers. They basically found a way to prevent it from happening. Now, to me, again, trying to get back to the point that I was trying to say, basically, again, trying to get back to the point I was trying to say, I had to let my dog out there. To me, by not supporting this, there's probably a majority of the people that in Washington that were against this that are saying, look, they're trying to tell the movie companies and the music companies that are associated, that are part of the MPIA and the RIAA, and even the gaming companies, and who knows who they're part of, the GIAA, I don't know. Basically, they're trying to tell these people, look, if you can find a way to prevent, let's say, a movie like this, well, not a movie like this specifically, but let's say you're trying to prevent a movie like this from being copied, then there's no doubt you could probably find a way to prevent movies from being ripped off DVD or something like that and placed on sites like Mega Upload or placed on torrent-related sites that are associated with BitTorrent. Basically, they're saying if you can find a way to make sure movies like that don't get copied, then pretty much you can find a way to put sure things don't get ripped. You can put some kind of device or some kind of code encoding on the disk, just like you do to protect them from being copied. You can probably find a way to do that too, to prevent them from being ripped. And it's true, they probably could. And I think in a way that's part of the message. It's kind of part of the message. And if you could find a way to do that, then if you could find a way to prevent certain movies from being copied through software like, let's say, DVD Fab, then you can definitely find a way for them from being ripped, thus being pirated. You get what I'm saying? Now, what's also funny about this, folks, what's also funny about this is the fact that you got to look at what time frame that this bill, the Sopa bill, is being proposed around, as well as this Pipa Act is being looked into as well. You got to realize the time frame. Election time. That's right, it's election time. That's the time frame. I mean, what a time frame to come up with two of the most controversial, if not in some eyes, dumbass bills that you can think of. I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, I want to, pass this bill because it could take care of this. What a time to do that. I mean, get a load of this, folks. Get a load of this. I was watching Angry Joe's update on what he's got planned for his channel, as well as his update on the Sopa Act. And he said, basically, that one person that supported Sopa is now jumped ship to the side, to the opposing side. So in other words, the one senator, one congressperson that supported Sopa is now jumped ship to the side that opposes Sopa. Because Reddit did an ad for his opposition. Does that make sense? Election year, jump ship, yeah, you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Basically, there are people now a lot of people in Senate, Congress people, backing down, apparently, from the Sopa Act and the Pipa Act, but also, like this one guy, jumping ship to the side that opposes these acts because they want to win votes. That's what it's about to them. That's why they're jumping ship. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say, okay, let's say they jump ship to the opposing side. Once they're elected, they'll probably jump ship again back to the supporting side of these acts. That's how they probably look at it. And I agree, that's probably how it looks. But in truth, folks, it at least shows you, how stupid it is to propose certain acts like this, certain bills and acts like this, during a time frame when the White House and the Senate and the House of Jurisdiction, when the overall political situations, the whole political face of Washington's main priority right now is election and keeping asses in seats or voting new asses in seats. That is how crazy this bill is and how doomed this bill was from the start. I mean, you think honestly somebody in the Obama administration, as controversial as that administration is just going to sit there and say, okay, let's pass this bill. No, the main priority is, how many votes can I get so I can stay in my seat, stay in my position? That, my friends, is the main priority. Yeah, it's good they looked into the damage. They looked into the threat and the damage that acts like Sopa and Pipa can do to the internet. But the thing is, it's not just the fact that it's good that they looked into that and they decided to not associate themselves with that and have those shelved or pulled from the floor or put into more consideration. But it's also because they're more focused on election year right now. That's their main priority, as well as other things as well. As well as some other situations, bills, situations going around this country, around this world, all that, their main priority is the election year and keeping their asses in their seats. That's the whole deal, folks. You know it as well as I do. I mean, seriously. You look at sites like Cinemasker.com. You look at sites like thatguywiththeglasses.com, thatfellowinthecoat.com. You know, and other sites like them. They all follow the Fair Use Act. They do. They all follow the Fair Use Act. They all follow the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech on the internet and around the world. Or in this country, I should say. They follow all that to a T. And you see, they do not want that taken away from them. And that's what these bills would have done. That's what these bills would have done if they had gone into law, or even made it that far. Right now, they're at a major roadblock. They're at such a major roadblock that if they were to hit that roadblock like this, instead of going straight through, they'd hit that roadblock, whee! They'd be flying backwards. And that's what's happening. They've hit a roadblock, and now they're flying backwards. So that's why this is happening. That's why this is happening, because they hit a major roadblock that's making them careen backwards and make them rethink what they're doing. You know, and it's kind of like Lindsay Ellis mentioned in a little chat blog she had with Linkara and Spoonie that someone posted on YouTube. Basically, she says that even though Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, Linkara, Lewis, Spoonie, I can't think of his name right now, Norman, I guess, and nostalgia chick herself, Lindsay, even though they used material to do the reviews with, it's under fair use. They're not pirating it, they're not selling it, they're not selling the movies or anything, they're just using the material under fair use because they're reviewing it. They're not selling the movie. They're not coming out and saying, hey, buy The Little Mermaid, or buy this, buy The Little Mermaid on DVD, and plus part of the DVD, you're going to get my review. No, it's not like that. Basically what it is, folks, and I apologize, that's my dog outside. Basically what it is, folks, is what they do is under fair use. And it's freedom of expression and speech on the internet. And that is what the White House looked at and said, you know what? You'll be taking this away from people. We can't allow that. So, right now, Sopa and Pipa have hit a major roadblock to the point that now, boom, they're going backwards. So we now just got to keep our eyes open, because Sopa and Pipa are not dead yet. They're not defeated yet, but they're just being shelved and they've just hit a major roadblock. And the only way these two things are going to get passed is if they find a way to reformat them to where they will not threaten fair use, they won't threaten freedom of expression and speech on the internet. So that's all I can say about it. Give me your thoughts down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'm sorry this was in 2 parts. I had a lot to say, but tell me what you guys think down below, and I'll talk to you all later.